So, hello everybody, and thank you so much to Jay Gaucher, who is here from Livestock Identification Services today. Jay is a brand inspector with LIS, and he is here to actually show us how to complete a manifest. So thanks so much, Jay.
Yeah, you betcha. So I'm a brand inspector. I spend most of my time in Innisfail in central Alberta, and our job as brand inspectors is to make sure that the right information is on the manifest and to make sure that the right people are getting paid for the cattle that they're trying to sell. So we're going to go through how to fill one out, and I'll do it the best I can and make it easy as I can for everyone. So
thank you so much. That's amazing. And thanks so much for doing that.
Yeah, you betcha. So this is what a manifest looks like. This is all the information that we need on here. When you start out, if you just start at the top and you would check transport for sale by owner to go to your 4-H sale. And the next box you fill out is the date. So the year is 2022, February 4th.
Awesome.
February 4th. And the name on as the owner name, they want to know the 4-H member's name. It's not the parent's name or anything else. So they would print their name. They need to make sure that they're printing hard enough to go through all the pages. There's 3 different copies that the auction market needs to have the manifest properly filled out. There's other people that need to read this. So if they can't read their name properly, their 4-H check may come in the wrong name. And it's a lot harder to put it in the bank that way. So
absolutely. So can you actually do this electronically like you're doing, or is it really the old school? You have the hard copy with 2 or 3 print throughs.
Yep, there's so we give out manifest books at all the auction markets.
Okay.
And there's manifests in there. We can't do them electronically yet. And then there's carbon copies in each one. So they only have to print on one copy, but it goes to all the rest of them.
Okay, that's excellent.
Some phone number or 4-H members will have a phone number. Some can use their parents' number. If you type in your phone number, that's all you need there. The address is the 4-H member's mailing address. So some will live in town and have a calf at their grandpa's house or their grandma's house or wherever they are. They want to know the address of the 4-H member. If they live in town, that's where their mail would go.
Okay. So it's just important to remember you're the owner. It's your livestock and it's all about you. So it's your name. It's not your parents. It's not where the livestock is located. It's where you live physically.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
The next box here is livestock location before transport, sale, or consignment. This is where they would put in their grandpa's address or wherever the steer is kept. That's where they would put that in there.
Okay, that's
legal
awesome.
Location or a mailing address, it's all the same. But if they put that in there, if it's kept somewhere else, that helps with traceability.
That's perfect. Now, on account of, is that of importance, the line above, or no?
For the 4-H members, not usually. Okay. The on account of line would be if you're selling cattle that are financed by a finance company, a feeders association, or a breeders co-op. They would have the breeders co-op up in this line here, and then they would have their name down here. So the check would be made to a feeders association on account of so-and-so.
Okay, thank you.
So the premise ID number, every land location has a premise ID number. It's not specifically attached to a person or a farm name. It's actually a quarter of land which would have cattle on it. So most of them would have one. If not, you can Google premise ID Alberta and follow their steps and they'll give you a premise ID number.
Okay, well, that's good information to have. Awesome.
Yeah. And then this box, these check boxes here, you would check this sold to box or consigned to, sorry. You would check the consigned to box and you would type in the name of your 4-H sale. So if it's the Red Deer 4-H show and sale, you would put that in here and the address. Some people might know the address of the Westerner or wherever their sale is. A town name is better than nothing. So if it's Red Deer, they would put Red Deer in there, or Trochu or Olds. That's where they would put that. They can put in there. If it's at the hockey rink somewhere, whatever the name of the hockey rink is, that's what they would put in there.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, and then, so down here is where you would describe your 4-H animal. The number is the number of head. It doesn't want to know the tag number or nothing like that. You would just type in, or you would write in, you have 1 red yearling steer. Sometime if they're different colors, you can use RBF for red brockle face or BBF for black brockle face. Tan, there isn't any colors like you wouldn't call them a chocolate or a yellow or anything like that. It's reds, tans, blacks, and grays is how we use that. This thing here, this box, they want to know what the brand is if your steer is branded. So if you know what your brand is, you draw a picture of that brand in this box here.
Like Yellowstone.
If your steer isn't branded, you write NVB, no visible brand. If your steer is branded, after you get the picture drawn in here, you put the location. So there's 6 locations on cattle: the right rib, right shoulder, or right hip, and same as the left side, left shoulder, left rib, left hip. If your steer isn't branded, you don't need to write anything in here. The other information for the 4-H sales, we use a lot of other paperwork for these 4-H kids for the sales and stuff like that. And it's very easy for us. It's easier for us to know the 4-H tag number. So if they write in here, the tag number is 55, we would use that on our other paperwork for the auction markets.
Quick question before you scroll. Is the lot or pen number, is that important?
No, the lot or pen number is more for feedlots when they're transporting to a slaughter plant, or if you took your steer to an abattoir after he's been sold, you could put that in there. They would want to know what pen he's in, or for a feedlot where they came, what pen they came out of at the feedlot to go to the slaughter plant.
Awesome. Well, thank you for clarifying.
Yep. Part C down here, they want the 4-H members to sign their name here as the owner of you're saying that everything above here is true, that you filled out, like your address is filled in there properly, your phone number is, it's all true. Some kids are younger, they don't have a signature or nothing, they can just print their name in here as well.
Okay, so, but it can't be the parents, right? It's not the guardian, it's the owner.
No, it's the owner of the cattle. The parents could sign it if the parents are helping them out, but we like to see the 4-H kids fill it all out by themselves. The parents can help them, but at the sales, if they're not filled out quite right, we as brand inspectors do our best to help them out and show them and tell them why they're filling these out. Awesome. This part here is for the brand inspectors. This is what we use. We sign our name and use our badge number in here. Once we sign this in red ink, that goes to the auction market, and the auction market knows that we've done our job and the cattle are good to be sold under the 4-H member's name or whoever's name is on the top of the manifest. The transporter, the kids can fill this out or their parents can fill this out. They would want to know the transporter's name. So they don't want to know, like if it's mom and dad, you don't need to write mom and dad in there. You put dad's name or mom's name in this box here. Mom or dad would sign it. The trailer license plate or the truck license plate would go in this box here, and phone number. The trucking charges are for commercial truckers. They would write their price in there for what it costs to haul from the farm to the auction market or the farm to wherever they went.
Okay.
And then the livestock security declaration. This box is for cattle that are financed. So if the 4-H members borrowed money from a bank, they're supposed to write the bank's name and address in here. So Royal Bank of Canada, Innisfail or Red Deer or Olds or wherever they borrowed their money from, they would write that in there and sign it. If they didn't borrow money from anyone, like mom and dad don't count, but if they didn't borrow money from a financial institution, they would just write none in this box here. And then they would sign and date this as well, or print and date as well.
Okay.
And then the last part here, part G, is the destination. This is for the auction market employees or the slaughter plant employees. They fill this out, these boxes here. And that's just the brand inspectors have counted them and brand inspected them. The auction mart employees have counted them. And in this box here, this is the pen that they went into, the time they came, the day they came, and printed and signed here as well. And the premise ID of the auction market or the destination of wherever they're going would all be filled out by an employee of that destination. And that's it.
That's amazing. Honestly, so much more than I guess. I didn't know any of it, so I thought it was pretty interesting. Thanks so much.
Yeah. So the key thing is to remember to press hard, because you need to make enough copies for everyone. The brand inspectors, there's different colored copies. There's a white, a blue, a yellow, a green, and a pink. The brand inspectors would keep the white and the blue, and the auction market gets the yellow. The green one is for a transporter or a trucker, and the pink one is supposed to stay in the book for your own records.
Okay, yeah, that's amazing. And if they have, if they want to look it up, I think LIS has a website, has a little bit of a portal there as well, correct?
Yeah, it's our website is lis-ab.com, and you can cruise through there, and there's lots of different information on how to fill a manifest out on there as well. Or they can phone their local auction markets or brand inspectors, and they would be able to help them fill them out. At the sales, it's way faster for the 4-H members and everyone that are weighing the cattle to have the manifest filled out before you come. If not, it makes our job a lot more difficult to fill these out and chase a 4-H member around at the show. Like, we understand that that's a big day for them out of their year, and they got other things on their mind than filling these out. But to have a check made, we need to have one of these filled out. So it needs to be printed clearly, and yeah.
No, that's absolutely understandable, especially if you have so many hundreds of kids coming or hundreds of cattle going through. So absolutely, totally understandable. No, this is great. Thank you so much. And LIS has been such a long-time supporter of 4-H Alberta, and we have such a great partnership. So this is awesome and so much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.